So how does this look on me? Does it look stupid? I thought so. Better. What's going on, guys, and welcome to another Reputized video. I'm wearing this hat because I'm having a bad hair day and I have yet to have a haircut. And I need one badly. Bad Santa 2 is directed this time by Mark Waters and stars once again Billy Bob Thornton, Tony Cox, Brett Kelly, and newcomer Kathy Bates. Set 13 years after the event of the first one, a greed-stricken Willie, fueled by cheap whiskey and hatred, teams up with his angry little sidekick Marcus to knock off a Chicago charity on Christmas Eve put together by Willie's mom. Alright, the positives. As usual, the cinematography work and all that was done really well. This time, the job was done by Theo Vendée-Sondé. Sorry if I'm pronouncing your name wrong. That's who did the cinematography work in this, and like the first one, it was festive. It looked more Christmassy. What I mean by that is there was more snow in it. It was set in Chicago, and apparently, according to this movie, and I have no idea because I've never been to Chicago, it snows more over there than here or than in Phoenix, Arizona, which is where the first one was set. That gave it was better, I thought. The setting, I thought it was better in this. Lyle Workman's score was pretty good. Again, like the first one, it was festive. It had a good Christmassy vibe to it. I thought it was done pretty well. The writing by Johnny Rosenthal and Shauna Cross was okay. It wasn't as good as the first one, but I'll get to that in the negatives later. The characters was okay. Billy Bob Thornton's character was done really well, just like the first one. He played a really good con man. He showed like a bunch of anger and hatred and everything. Kathy Bates, as I said before, she was pretty good in it, playing Willie's mom, and you get to find more of a backstory of what that family was all about, which is pretty screwed up. Alright, the negatives, and I gotta say this. I do feel like that the filmmakers just made this for a cash grab, because a lot of it was like the first one. It didn't feel original to me. The direction by Mark Waters, it was okay. It didn't grab me as much as the first one. Of course, Brett Kelly, he returns, but he's much older in this, so it doesn't really fit the criteria of what the first one was, because he was so innocent in that one. But in this, he's got the same personality, but it doesn't feel the same. It just feels a little weird with him acting the same way he did as he was a child. And, you know, I couldn't get into him in this one. The jokes was okay, but like I said, it wasn't as good as the first. Some of them did fall a little flat. And they could have improved. I couldn't really get into some of the jokes in there. It just wasn't as good as the first. This is something I gotta mention as well. Lauren Graham, that played Willie's girlfriend in the first, couldn't really be in this one because she was already committed on doing Gilmore Girls, A Year in the Life. So she was tied up doing that, so that's why she wasn't in this one. That's another negative. I kind of liked her better than Christina Hendricks' character, which played kind of the love interest. I really didn't think, guys, that Christina's character was a good fit in this. She just seemed a little dull. I guess you could say the same thing about Lauren's character in the first, but like I said, you just can't really beat the original. You do something original and it lands perfect. But then when you do a sequel, even though it's years later, it won't resonate with people as much. You just won't get the same reaction. And that's why most sequels fail miserably. Not unless you're doing something like Saw. Even that will get tiresome after a while, because look how many of those they made. Like I said, this felt the same. It didn't really resonate with me as much as the first one did. It honestly, truly felt like a cash grab. Like, they just didn't care what they were doing. My final thoughts, however, I know what I just said, but at the same time, I do feel like if you're a hardcore fan of the first one, like me, you'd still get some enjoyment out of it, even though it won't be the same. This movie does have its problems, and as a critic, I've got to point those out, as I just did. If you're a hardcore fan of the first one, you may get a slimmer of enjoyment out of this one. Guys, Bad Santa 2 gets a C. Thank you so much, guys, for watching. I really do appreciate it. Look forward for more reviews coming soon. Like, subscribe, get reputized. Make sure to subscribe to the Reactor, Reactions Galore, which is down in the description below. And also, make sure to like the Ripster and the Reactor on Facebook, which is also in the link down in the description below. Peace, the Rip out.